gosh, I hope she's okay.
She wasn't okay. She was never okay, Ron. All right, welcome in. It's the Daily Puck Drop. It's Friday. It is July 18th. We made it through another week, kiddos. Welcome in. DPD every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. through 11:30-ish a.m. Live on Twitter and YouTube. Also, the Puck Sports mobile app. If you don't have the mobile app, please download it today to your smartphone, iPhone, Android. Guess those would be the two smartphones, wouldn't they? Also, if you miss anything, everything is up later for your viewing and listening pleasure. Podcast up on YouTube. Just search Puck Sports. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel, like it, leave a comment, try to answer as many as we possibly can, especially the positive ones and the negative ones. We love them all. Also, your favorite podcast platforms, you know what those are. Apple, Spotify, does not matter. Also, find everything up at pucksports.com. Hey, when you're there, I encourage you, sign on up. Puck's Posse. You support everything we do here at the Daily Puck Drop. I don't know why I did the like I was trying to say something else. That wasn't my intent there. Just really just trying to clear my throat. Also, you get all the bonus material that we do as well, including yesterday's Thursday visits with Mitch Levy, Mitch Unfiltered, Chapter 9, Episode 2. We did 2 episodes yesterday, KJ Arntz, because we recorded one in the morning and got interrupted by a fire alarm, and then we had to do another one. Also, our MLB Insider Show with Ryan Divish, in the brand new sports pit that we've been doing for the last several weeks with myself, Steve Sandmeyer, and Matthew Stretch Johnson. All right, enough of that. We are broadcasting from the Limback Lumber Studios. Contractors, they offer free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects, largest stock moldings in the Northwest. Old school service. They've been doing it since 1930. Give them a call at Limback Lumber, 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbacklumber.com. Follow me, please, on social media. I really get into the weeds with many people on social media. So search Puck Sports there on Twitter and also on Blue Sky and Instagram, Puck_sports there on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe he's back home. He joins us normally Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's very rare he makes it all 3 visits. But I believe this is one of those rare occasions where he's made it all 3 days. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the go-to guy. It's Jim Moore from Bend, and he's brought to you by...
Hey, I don't appreciate you ripping me, by the way, because I'm mostly here 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, brought to you by A Clean Streak, professional window and exterior cleaning service out of Oak Harbor. They're proudly serving Island and Skagit counties for more than 10 years. Brian Turner, you hear me talking about Brian Turner all the time because he's a great guy and he has a great service. His capable crew, they're going to come out, they'll clean your roof, they'll unclog your gutters, they're going to pressure wash your driveway. You don't want to blow off a toenail like someone I know did pressure washing last week. Let Brian blow off his, okay? And you can watch. All right? They'll even wash your windows too at A Clean Streak. So give them a call at 360-395-5748 or visit acleanstreak.com. And by the way, we talked before the show started. I told you that I didn't think I could make it on Monday, but I maybe can. And let me see what you think of this. I'm getting an imp. It was funny today because Kathy has a friend in town from Portland. And I told her I was getting an implant on Monday, and she paused, and she thought it was a penis implant. She literally told me she thought it was, what do you call it, a penile? I mean, Neil Scott would know about that, right?
Neil Scott has a mechanical penis, yes.
Okay, all right.
So there's a pump. He pumps it up. He inflates it.
Yeah, and so it stopped me in my tracks too, because I thought, yeah, well, shit, I'm 68, I could maybe use one of those. But actually, I'm getting a tooth implant at 7 a.m. in Tukwila at Northwest Periodontics. It's going to take an hour and a half, so I'll be coming out of that chair at 8:30 because I'm a tough guy. I'm a beta male who's actually a tough guy. I'm not going to be sedated. So I could probably do, if you want me talking like this, after I come out of surgery, I could probably do 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Probably not.
Oh. So that
you're going to sound like you're
that basically like tells me how much value I have to you.
Well, it's going to sound awful.
I sound awful anyway.
Fair point.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, that's a great series against the Astros. You're going to sound like
$5,000. $5,000 for one tooth.
It's a racket.
$5,000.
Why
And
do
insurance
you
doesn't
really
cover
need
it.
it? Are you in pain?
No, I talked to the doctor about it, and like when I smile, you can't really see the hole back here. You can't
Yeah?
really see it.
It's
So
a hole?
it's not a vanity thing, but what they'll tell you, people who know about teeth, is that if you have one come out and you don't put one back in, then everything gets messed up in there. Things get crooked or
Who says that?
misaligned. People
Who
that know about teeth.
well, who's are the
I
people
don't know.
that's
Maybe there's somebody that can comment on that in the
is the
chat
people
room
that are
too.
making you pay $5,000 for a tooth?
Yeah, it sounds like it's important, and I trust my doctor. He's a great guy,
Yeah.
Rappaport, Dr. Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport's your dental doctor, huh? Hey,
Yeah.
shout out Rap Sheet.
Yeah.
When he's not breaking NFL news with Ian Furness at KJR, he's putting in new teeth for old people like Jim Moore and charging them $5,000. No, I think it's a racket. I think what is happening is a racket. Yes.
Should I go to Mexico like so many other people do?
I believe you should go to Mexico for a variety of reasons, but I think one of them, low on the totem pole would be to get a new tooth. But yeah, sure. While you're there drinking tequila and sitting in the sun and having a wonderful time in beautiful Mexico, which we love vacationing in Mexico, I would go, yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, I don't feel any great need for this tooth as far
Then
as
don't
my
do it.
smile or hey. No, I don't. It's not that. I'm used to chewing on my left side anyway.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's important to
And
do it.
you're getting to the age too, where you'll be eating your food with a straw. So I don't think really the teeth matter anymore.
Do you think that's funny?
Somebody laughed.
Do you think that's funny?
I think somebody laughed.
Do you think making fun of older people, do you think that's funny?
I believe that before you get old, it's a preemptive strike because I know that I'm going to be that person one day. So I know what's ahead of me.
Is that rich of me to, act like I'm offended by you saying that stuff? Since I'm
You're not,
always like
you're not offended by
Wyman and Danny always said I was like a sprinkler, that I was just taking shots at everybody, and so I was like a sprinkler head that was just going around and around, just taking shots.
Well, that's true. That would be an apt way to describe you.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
I think you take shots too.
Well, don't we all take shots? It's kind of the,
Yeah,
but
but you take unnecessary shots. I take shots at people who deserve shots. Like poor Dom Canzone, doing a great job out there in right field. He's hitting the way that Jerry Dipoto expected him to hit. And then here's some schmo on his podcast going, "Oh, I don't like how he does that Italian thing and making a big deal out of himself." You could embrace that. There's other hosts in town that, put down Seattle athletes and they're not doing so well. Yeah.
At least I'm honest about it from the get-go and said I know it's stupid. I've just acknowledged that it's
can't you change? Change midstream.
Sure, I guess it can change. It just I don't know. Hold on. I gotta fix my TV. Hold on. I gotta fix my TV. Is Peacock over now? Coverage? Can I cancel Peacock now? Since I don't have to watch it anymore, you stupid golf coverage.
What is that? You don't have YouTube
in the morning.
TV?
You have to watch it on Peacock. I had to pay $8.
No, it was on USA Today, wasn't it?
No, not in the morning.
No, not USA Today. USA Network.
Yeah, now it is, but in the morning and late last night, you have to watch stupid Peacock.
Oh,
the dumbest thing in the world. God, dumb.
God, you're sounding like me complaining about streaming.
Well, I don't like how they do this. It's just, can we just pick one network and show it? Can just one of them pick it? Just show all the golf there.
No, it's just like March Madness, the British Open. And you know what? They don't call it the British Open anymore.
It's the Open Championship. What do you mean anymore? They've always called it the Open Championship. Yes, it is. We dumb Americans call it the British Open. It's always been called the Open Championship. Always.
Because you can't call it the British Open when it's being played in Ireland, can you?
No, but we're the only ones that call it the British Open.
Well,
they don't call it that.
Yeah. Yeah. You enjoying the tournament?
I love it. I told you, it's my second favorite one. I mean, it's real close to the Masters. It's real close. I love it. I love that everyone has a shot at this damn thing. I love you hit a shot, you think it's good, and then it's like Plinko. Bing, bing, bing. And then it's just like all of a sudden you think it's going to roll up on the green. It rolls in a green side or a fairway bunker, and you're just screwed.
I like that the
I love
courses
it.
aren't in tip-top pristine shape.
Yeah, they
They're
look
just
kind of
they
crappy a
just
little
look like
bit.
something like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
play West Seattle today."
Kind of looks like there's some weeds out there on the course. It doesn't look perfect. Yeah, I
God,
think
that
it's
sounded
how
like
golf should be.
I took a shot at West Seattle there. The
And
sprinkler
I
was
don't
going
like,
again. The
and I don't,
sprinkler included golf courses.
and I
West
don't
Seattle's nice.
and I don't appreciate, and many of us who like that wonderful course, I don't appreciate you taking a shot at it. You know who's going to be really offended? Steven Ernest Sandmeyer loves himself some Westy.
Oh God, I don't want to piss
Don't
off Sam Meyer.
don't take a shot at that golf course, which
Yeah.
I think is a crown jewel of this area. If for God's name, this city would ever put some money into that course,
Yeah.
just a little bit of money.
The views you get on the back nine.
Oh, God, great. It's
I told
great.
you the story about getting a club stuck in the tree at West Seattle, didn't I?
No, but let's go ahead.
Would you
Let's
like
hear
to
it.
hear it? I
Sure.
think you'll enjoy it.
Of course I
Many
would.
years ago, I think it was the God, either the third tee or the 12th tee. It's kind of a dogleg par five. It's after the short par three, the downhill par three.
That's not a
Well,
short
anyway.
par three. That's a long par three, but okay. I know what you're talking
Okay.
about. The
All
dog
right.
leg right up the hill. It's a beast of a hole.
Yeah. And there's
I
kind
know
of a
what you
shoot you have to hit your tee shot out of.
Yes.
And I misfired on my tee shot. And it was back in the days when I would helicopter clubs. And I threw my club. And I was playing with a guy and his wife. I haven't told you this. I was playing with a guy and his wife. I didn't know who they were or anything. And I couldn't get my club because it was too high in the tree. And so I just thought, okay, it was a dumb move on my part. I'm gonna have to get a new driver. This guy kept looking at the tree, going, "God, I know I can get that club for you, Jim. I know I can get it." And I thought, yeah, well, no, don't do it. Okay, so then we finish the round. He decides not to do it. We get back to the clubhouse, and he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "I'm going back out there, and I'm going to climb up that tree and get your club." So I sat there and had beers with his wife while he went and fetched my club out of the tree and brought it back to me, and we lived happily ever after. It was
That's
great.
that is the role of a beta male right there. Let another man do the work for you.
Well, and back in those days, I could have climbed the tree myself. Probably, I was in my
Hey,
30s, I think.
hey, was the how hot was the wife?
She was cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. Hey, nice job.
yeah.
Nice job. I know what you were up to. I know what you were
I
up
just
to.
couldn't believe that the guy was like, "God, I know
Yeah.
I can get that club." It wasn't even his club; it was my club. A
I
guy
know
that
what
he had just met on the first tee. Yeah.
I know what you're up to. And then when he left out audience and later in the story, they all reconvened back at their house on California Avenue, where things got weird and interesting and fun. And the
That did
go-to
not
guy
happen.
after dark.
Yeah. The only thing I want to take a shot at Sam Meyer for, well, he does the sports pit with you, right? With Matt
Correct.
Johnson, Matt
Yes.
Stretch Johnson.
Yes.
Sam Meyer has a worse background than anybody that you have on this show. Like he just is kind of going, "God, I don't really want to be doing this in the first place, and
Well,
I
we
don't
don't
give a
really.
shit about what I have in the back, and I'm just doing this for Puck, and he's giving me $100 or whatever, and so whatever." And so it looks like, I mean, you give me a hard time about how my camera is. His camera looks like it's kind of like he's down here, and he's got a big
Well,
old ceiling, and it's all white back there. There's just nothing going on in the background. Most people kind of care about their background. Like I
well,
have a
we
golden
really don't.
retriever
We
back
don't
here.
post the whole video. That's the trick, though. That's the thing. Just what I play during the live show, like 10 minutes of the hour long. That's the only thing that you ever see. So when it goes for the people on the Puck's Posse site, you just get the audio.
Oh,
So that's what
okay. Well, then that solves it.
that solves it, right? There you go.
Hey, who came
Like
up with the KJ Arntz? Or KJ Arntz. I like that.
that was Mitch Levy. How about that? He's a pretty creative guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I like
Pretty
that.
creative guy. Yeah. I wish he would have let us have the normal show that we did yesterday, the original show, because about 15 minutes in, where he's staying must be in I don't know, it must be in a condo or something. It's got to be. The fire alarm is going off and evacuating the entire building. So all you hear 15 minutes in is "Brr, brr. There's an emergency. Please evacuate the building. Please evacuate the building. Brr, brr." And he's just trying to continue to do the show as we're taping it. And he's got some squeezy ball that he has, like a stress ball. And I can see him pick it up and he's just like he's squeezing the life out of it.
Okay,
Like
let me ask you something. Do you get frustrated with him when something like that happens, like you do with me? Or is he such a big
n-
deal that you just tolerate it more?
he's such a bigger deal
Yeah.
that it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. But since I'm just some guy in a shed in Bend, Oregon, that I don't get that same liberty.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, just being
Hey, do
fair.
you think Mark James is going to be a KJ Arndt? You think there's a possibility of that?
Meanwhile, what a great
Okay.
transition.
Go to your
No,
headlines.
that's okay. No, you brought it up. You tell everyone what you wrote today.
Yeah, Jim Moore, the go-to guy.substack.com. I just thought I would write about it because it seemed like it was a big deal in sports radio circles this week when
Well,
Mark James.
tell everyone what's going on. There's going to be someone that's watching or listening to this has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, the guy who replaced you at 10 o'clock was on.
Didn't replace us. He replaced Greg Bell.
Okay, he replaced Greg Bell. Chris Kidd's still there though.
True.
All right. Well, he came out after Cal Raleigh won the home run derby and said that, well, sure, he won. It would have been disappointing if he hadn't won because he faced weak competition. And so that just did not go over very well with people in town who love Cal Raleigh and can't understand why he would have put an asterisk on the home run derby championship. And yeah, I was a little surprised at the fallout from that, how angry people were. God, they just went after him. It must have been because he also criticized Ryan Roland Smith's accent and got all over Luke Arkin, said he was the worst guest he's ever had. So he's had a series of missteps since he took over for you.
No, Greg Bell.
Okay. Well, all right, for Greg Bell then.
You took out the Jim Moore sprinkler on him.
Not really. I didn't. Honestly, I don't want him to do well. And I say that, like, people are probably going, oh God, you still have bitterness. Why do you let it linger like that? And I would argue that anyone who's been fired, I don't think you want the person who replaces you to do well. Do you? Is that okay to say that? It should be. Like, I don't want him to do well. I don't want Salk to do well. I don't want Rich Moore to do well. Those are things that I hold true and near and dear to my heart. In this post, I didn't take shots at him. It's his opinion, and we are soft in Seattle. On the East Coast, people probably would have gotten all over him. And the thing that he's doing in sports radio, you either want to be liked or disliked. You don't want to be vanilla in between. No one cares what you have to say.
For sure.
And so if you're disliked, even though people say they're not going to tune into him, they're going to tune into him to see what he says next.
Yeah, you can play.
You were speechless for a second there. Did I just?
No, because it just.
Did I wow you with my analysis of that
you're
situation?
so profound. You're profound with what you said. Well, yeah, you're just you got to go one side or the other. You got to swing the pendulum one side or the other on stuff. So yeah, we can't get upset about people's opinions. And are we soft in this market? Yeah, to a degree. I think there's
compared to the East Coast, we are for sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
And I'm not ripping fans for being that way. I'm soft too.
I think there's a lot of people that feel in this market that you have to be a cheerleader for every single team, and that you can't criticize them. And I think that's wrong. Why? Why do you have to be you don't have to be a cheerleader for every team. You could be angry at the team and still like the team. That makes you a fan. Not every fan has to be a cheerleader.
In a way, Puck, I kind of liked what he did. I don't want to say I liked it, but I appreciate the fact that he just thought, you know what, the hell with it. I'm just gonna, people think I need to come to town and embrace every Seattle athlete and suck up to Seattle, but he's doing it his way, and I think it's truly what he felt about the home run derby. He was happy for Cal Raleigh, but
it could be, or there could be a lot of wrestling element to it. I mean,
he's into that WWE stuff.
Nah, but you do and say stuff just to rile it up. I mean, listen, you're feeding into it. You gave him what he wanted. You gave him attention. We're doing it right now.
Yeah. Okay. I did. So you think that it's calculated?
Yeah.
You don't think he genuinely felt that way about Cal Raleigh? He just was driving into whatever Elliott Avenue address it was, and
I think
thought,
you're trying
today I'm going to go the opposite direction.
Sure. I think there's a lot of people that do that. Absolutely.
Have you ever done that?
I'm sure I have. I probably
Well, I maybe have, but I honestly, when I was driving into 710 or KJR, I never sat there and thought, here's what I'm going to say today. I never thought that. I didn't know what was going to come out of my mouth, but I didn't want it to be. That's what I like about working with you, that things aren't, coming up next, we'll talk about, and then when that segment's over,
Well, there's just a
now
lot
coming up, we'll talk about the Seahawks, 6 days away.
That's the problem with just, just sports talk in general. It can be very cookie cutter and just, it can be very groupthink and just kind of talk about the same thing over and over and over again. And, replay the hits. I mean, it's just, it's kind of like FM radio, right? You just replay Taylor Swift 9,000 times because that's what people want. Now they do it because that's what people want to listen to. Starting next week, I mean, you're just going to hear. We'll do it. It's not like I'm going to avoid the Seahawks starting next week, but you're going to see people just. It's going to be all in, and it's going to be all in all the time. 1,000,005 interviews, of just worthless interviews with players. It's just going to be. It's just somebody's going to ask about, hey, what is it like to enter the stadium with Inner Sandman? But it's just because that's what a lot of people want. People like that. People love the NFL.
Yeah. The NFL's king.
Let's go through the roster. Let's go 3 hours roster breakdown. Who's going to be the backup free safety?
Yeah.
You watch next week.
Well, you need to do some of that too.
Of course. I'm going to do it. Since you're not going to be here on Monday, I'll have someone on to preview the training camp
on Monday. I changed my mind.
The CS training camp is going to get solid this week. Great. What did you? All right, so we carried that out. We got to get to the rundown. Egan's going to join us in 6 minutes. Did you read the Jerry DiPoto interview? Sit down with the one and only Adam Jude of the Seattle Times.
I did read that. Yes.
Hey, what stood out to you about Jerry?
Nothing. It was Jerry speak.
It was Jerry speak. There was 2 things that stood out to me that Adam Jude asked him about. He goes, on adding to the trade deadline, he said, quote, we still much prefer the idea in the trade market of investing in guys who have an opportunity to be with you moving forward. But we're also aware that there are any number of players whose contracts run out at the end of the year who fit our team particularly well. He just has a way of saying really nothing but saying something and then covering all bases. And then he said this, asked specifically about adding a corner infield spot or in right field, because that's kind of been the talk, right? He says the way we've played offensively over the last 6 weeks certainly makes it tougher to target a hitter. Interesting. I don't know if you can play any better than Dom Canzone has as a platoon right fielder the last month and a half. Getting Luke back, Luke is shown to be perfectly fine at first base. He's worked hard on his defense and gives you the potential for an impact bat. So we're open. We'd like to get better, and we're open to being creative in how getting better fits our roster. We're also going to be mindful of keeping a good thing in this clubhouse because I think, and I know Dan has referenced it often, it's such a good group of players. They love playing with each other. We have a good present. We have a good future, and I think we're as talented as just about anybody we're going to play. It's just a matter of getting all 4 of the major elements of our team together at the same time. Bullpen, rotation, defense, lineup. And right now is about as close to that as we have been. Yeah, would he have said that after the Yankees series?
Well, he might have, because you never know what Jerry might say. Okay. Do you think there's any chance when Adam Jude called Jerry DiPoto and asked for that interview that Jerry said, we're allowing Tonto to do these interviews from now on? I mean, Jerry just can't help himself. He just can't help himself. He's always like, hey, God, this is great. Somebody asked me to talk again.
He loves to talk.
It's always got to be from Jerry. Why can't we get Justin Hollander? Why can't we have him do that? Anyway, I'm going out of my way to criticize Jerry because I don't like him.
Yeah,
but I do like what he had to say there. Yeah, I think the team is. Aren't we positive? Yeah, you're right, though. I mean, this team has been so up and down, and I know they're over 500, but we talked about it before. After some series or even some individual games, we think, God, this team sucks. They're never going to make it. They won't even make the playoffs, let alone the World Series. And then after the Tigers series, you go, well, hey, maybe if they can beat the Tigers, they can beat anybody. And the pitching staff, 4 of the top 5 guys are back, and you can live with Evans, as your fifth starter. And then once you get in the playoffs, could go all the way. So yeah, it's so up and down with the Mariners more than any year that I can remember.
They are, the good thing about them, I guess the positive way to look at them is that they haven't really been healthy all season long. They're getting healthier with their starting rotation. Their offense has kind of guided them. I mean, Cal Raleigh's guided them. So you kind of feel good about
them. How about that one stat? I didn't know about that. Number 1 in WRC plus since June 1st.
The team as a whole?
Yeah, that's a long sample size for the offense.
Yeah.
I would not have thought that to be the case.
If you look across the board, they have been, now again, the bar was pretty low last year in the last 2 years offensively. But if you look across the board offensively, they've been better in every single category. I mean, it's just simply not close. Down on strikeouts, increase on walks, average, power, all that kind of stuff. So
it's just so weird, though, isn't it? That Tigers series scoring 35 runs or whatever they did. Like, how is that possible? I mean, this is a team that could go 2 weeks with 35 runs. It's just
the only thing I would just say to him, it's funny how team chemistry means something this year, but not to revisit a trade that was just a horrific trade inside that clubhouse, but when he traded Kendall Graveman, who was a fan favorite, now team chemistry wasn't a deal then. But now it's a big deal now, so we can't possibly I would push back and be like, hey, Dom Canzone has been great. No, I'm not taking anything away Dom Canzone or even Luke Raley. But Jim, if they can find an upgrade to Dom Canzone and Luke Raley, who's better with a major league track record, then please find an upgrade. With a history of doing it consistently, you're telling me if they can get a Josh Naylor at first base, you wouldn't take Josh Naylor over Luke Raley right now?
No, I know you're right, but I like Raley and Canzone and what they might do in the second half. And so I don't think that's their biggest pressing need. Now, I know that we all have to like Ben Williamson like we like Dylan Moore, but Suarez would be number 1 on my list to bring him back. I mean, you would add to the camaraderie and the chemistry in the clubhouse, and you'd have a third baseman who can hit the hell out of the ball still. Yeah. And he won't defend the way Williamson does, but it's not like it's going to be a huge drop-off. We saw him make all kinds of plays over there.
But aren't we, just to play the devil's advocate here for a second, aren't we now falling into the role of the people you don't like, the Dylan Moore fan club with Raley and Canzone? Because this is like the same conversation.
Maybe don't project onto me what you think I'm saying or thinking.
But I feel like we're going down the same road. Well, God, why would we? Why don't we play them a little bit more and see what happens? Yeah, but this is when you do that, then all of a sudden they don't come through and they don't deliver.
Ideally, what do you want? What do you want to see the Mariners do?
Well, I'd want them to, upgrade at third base and first base.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, to me, there's just whether it's Suarez. I mean, they'll be in a hefty competition for Suarez. I mean, Yankees are going to be after him.
Are the D-backs for sure sellers?
Well, that's the other thing. Who knows? No, maybe not. I mean, you got to wait that out. O'Hearn's going to be a piece that's going to be available, and I know that they're going to add a bullpen arm. I don't want to. I know everyone brings up the bullpen. Fine, they'll get a bullpen arm. I don't need to hear about a bullpen arm. Right? That's not it. The conversation. It's an important piece to have. It's just not an important thing for me to talk about and hear about. The most important thing is they need to add more to this lineup. It needs to get better offensively. Has to.
Have they set their rotation for the Houston series yet?
Yeah, and I don't get it.
Oh, have they said it? I didn't see it. I was looking for it.
And someone has got to explain to me what they're thinking, because I don't get it at all. So they're going with,
okay. Before you tell me, because I don't know what they did, I would have moved Wu to Monday against the Brewers, because you're trying to be cautious with him. You don't want any, to have too many innings. And so and he pitched Tuesday. I know it was only 8 pitches in the All-Star game.
So what would your rotation
young guy though, and he's your most valuable pitcher right now. And coming off that no-hitter against the Yankees, or close to being a no-hitter.
So what would your rotation be?
I would have him number 1 against the Brewers Monday, and then I'd go with Castillo, Kirby, and Gilbert in any order you want to go.
See, it's terrible what they're doing.
Am I right? Is that what they did?
No, partly right. Castillo tonight, Logan Evans tomorrow, TBA on Sunday.
Logan Evans?
Yeah, I
mean, no offense to that kid, but why not go with your top 3?
I guess
or
to give
your
him
top 3 out of your top 4 anyway.
I guess to give him more rest. I mean, you could even go Woo on Sunday. That's on 5 days rest.
Yeah.
And again, he only threw 8 pitches. Castillo goes tonight on 7 days rest. Kirby would be on 7 days rest if he pitches tomorrow. And Gilbert, if Gilbert were to pitch today, he'd be on 5 days rest. So 6 tomorrow, 7 on Sunday. Maybe he's the guy on Sunday. So theory, you could probably go, to your point, if you wanted Woo to start the first game against the Brewers, you go Castillo. I guess I would have went Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert. I'd love to hear the logic in a very important series to start the second half of the season of, now watch Logan Evans shove it tomorrow, but having Logan Evans go out in game 2 against a team you're trying to chase down. That makes, again, save the video and the audio. We'll play it back on Monday. It makes 0 sense to me why you wouldn't have one of your top pitchers pitching in this series. 0 sense.
I didn't even think Evans would be a consideration for the series.
That's what they.
Like you're saying, no offense to him, but he's the 5th best pitcher, and he's far and away the 5th best pitcher in the rotation.
Yeah,
And then you got Valdez on Sunday for Houston. So, yeah, and then why didn't they announce a starter on Sunday? Are they, hey, we're gonna slow play it and
I'm not sure.
Them, or I mean, what?
I don't know. I don't know why they did. I'm not sure why they didn't announce the starter on Sunday, unless something has come down here recently. But yeah, they obviously just didn't go, well, hey, what do you guys think about this? They have their reasoning and whatever their metrics and their sabermetrics and their computer, all of it. They've got some theory of why they wanted to do this. Maybe it's they wanted extra days rest, but God, I mean, you still, even if you pitched Kirby tomorrow, that's a week rest, that's 2 extra days. And if Gilbert goes on Sunday, that's a whole week that he's had. So I just, how much more time do you want to give him? It just seems like a lot of rest. A lot of rest.
I think you're right though about Evans. He's probably going to go career best 7 innings, sure. 3 hits.
Because this happens every time.
1 run, unearned.
Oh, you said they shouldn't have had Evans. You look like an idiot. Yeah, you know what? I do.
You're right, though. You're right. I mean, hindsight might be 2020, but foresight isn't 2020. I don't think. Wait a minute. What the hell am I saying?
You say foreskin? You say foreskin or foresight?
I'm thinking about that penis implant. Maybe I should get one. I don't know.
Chris Egan's with us now. Hey, from King 5.
Jason Puckett, Jim Moore. Good. How are you guys doing?
Egan, you look like you're losing weight, are you?
No, well, guys, I just got back from the Coldplay concert. It went well. That was good stuff. I do want to answer a few things there. Logan Evans, I think.
Come on, you're okay? What?
Oh, I got the video, buddy. Look at that. That's my favorite part right here. This is my favorite moment right there. When he realizes, shit.
I mean, I can't go.
Shit. Jim, are you aware of this story?
I am, but I haven't really followed it. What, he's having an affair on his wife, and they caught him on Kiss Cam. And was this in Seattle? Coldplay was in Seattle?
No, it was Coldplay. And Coldplay literally said, Jim, during the thing, they're like, either this guy, what did they say, Puck? He's either having an affair or...
He said, hey, he goes, hey, this couple, they put him on there, and the lead singer's like, hey, either they're having an affair or they're just shy. And they were having an affair, Jim. That guy is like the CEO of some big I don't know, some big company. and she is the head of HR. And they were caught having an affair right then and there. And then there's a woman to the left of the video, to their right, who is the head of legal, and she's like, her face is red. The wife saw the video. It's gone viral everywhere. She has like removed herself from Facebook. She's taken her name down. She's part of the company as well. God, she's going to get a lot of money. She is going to get a lot of money.
Chris, if you're that guy, what would you say to your wife when you got home?
Well, to answer your question, I probably wouldn't go home, Jim, after that disaster. I mean, but you know what?
Okay, when you have an affair, the number one move is to not go out in public with the girl you're having an affair with, especially if you're a notable person like he is.
Yeah.
Disaster. Just a disaster.
I mean, and the thing is, he's in a suite with the crazy thing is how brazen he was about it. He's in a suite with not only with coworkers, like everyone knows that what's going on. And I believe, if I've skimmed the story correctly, the wife, I think, works there as well. So it's just like everyone kind of knows. And God, I just love how quickly he's like, I got to get out of here. Yep.
Ducking down
as fast as he can. What a story. God,
thinking somehow that would save him, ducking down so quickly. Just a disaster.
So Egan, and it coincides yesterday, Jim, of that story coming out, and then Egan was on date night last night with Melanie.
Guys, I'm going to give you some romantic advice here, and as we get older, we live and we learn, guys. And I'm telling you what, this has been the best move I've ever made in maybe my 52 years of living and romantic living. You know what I did, Jim? I decided there was nothing really going on this week at King 5. We had all these Seahawks interviews already kind of taken care of. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take off 3 days so I get 5 days off.
Yeah.
And guys, listen up. Here's where a lot of guys go wrong. A lot of guys were like, "Oh, I gotta take my wife to Cabo. I gotta take her to Paris. We gotta go. Maybe we'll rent a plane and go to the islands or something. We'll
that's what most guys are doing.
I mean, you head on over to the San Juan Islands. Maybe you head over to Suncadia. No, you want to know? You don't want to know what works, guys? Here's what works. You get up at 7 a.m. You ask your wife things around the house you can do. Power wash the court. We weeded. We cut the shrubs. I worked basically at home 5 days in a row from like 9 to 4, and then it was date night from 4 to midnight. And I'm telling you what,
jeez,
home run, Puckett, home run every day.
8 hours with your wife? That seems a lot.
Happy wife, happy life. Tonight I'm taking her, and we have one more night tonight. So I said, honey, you know what? We're going to take a break. You and I, it's been a great week. Let's invite the kids along. 80s night, Seattle Mariners. Yes, we're driving into Seattle on a non-work day, which rarely happens to me. I can't wait. I tell you, I'm jacked. The place is going to be packed tonight. You got The Rock on the Mount tonight. It's 80s night. It's fireworks night. You guys, I can't believe you two have anybody asking the question, why is Logan Evans pitching tomorrow? Simple answer to that one. Dan Wilson sat the guys around. He sat everybody down and said, guys, tell me, where is God's country? Where is God's country? Logan Evans raised his hand. He said, Danny, it's Pullman, Washington.
That's right.
And Saturday night is Washington State Cougar night.
Oh.
And that's why they're going with Logan Evans.
So Logan Evans. Oh, okay.
And we don't know yet on Sunday, Puck, because that's Eastern Washington Eagles night. And
Logan Gilbert has refused to pitch on Eastern Washington night.
Cooper Kupp possibly could pitch that night, but that's why it's TBD on Sunday. But
hey, answer this on your date night last night. I know which one. I know which one is yours.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Well, let me clarify.
Jim Moore, which one do you think is his?
Okay, go ahead and clarify here for me, Egan, because I want to know what drinks we're talking about here.
The top right there, that is called a Puyallup Panoma. And that's with a skinny margarita. Then you got two, it looks like just two regular margaritas. And then on the bottom, I believe that is a dirty gin and tonic, I think, or dirty, and a skinny margarita with I'm not quite
Jeez,
sure
how many
what I
drinks
got.
did you have, Egan?
Well,
Jesus,
I have fun. I have fun when I go out.
good
It's date.
Lord.
It's date night. I tell you what, the place was popping. Everybody was popping. Everywhere we went,
Yeah.
people were out there having fun. So
Yeah.
I think you had the orange one.
you nailed it, Jim. You nailed it. The wife was gonna get that one, and I said we can't leave this place. It was called the Forum, and I said I don't want to know what this Panoma tastes like, and so there it was. So
Yeah.
it was
How
good.
was it?
It was good. I mean, it's probably. Here's the one thing as I'm getting older, I'm realizing I'm going one margarita now, and then I switch over to beer because
Mm.
during 4th of July, I had like 5 margaritas and had just an awful headache the next
Heartburn.
day. Yeah, heartburn, headache. I did have heartburn, Puck. So I'm only going one marg, and then I switch over to the
In the
beer.
Puyallup Paloma, do they sprinkle in a little of the Puyallup River?
No, because if they did that, it would be brown, Puck.
I'm always amazed when I go down there. I see people fishing. I'm like, why?
Oh,
Why?
I know,
Why are we?
and
Why?
they're shoulder to shoulder down there when they're
Yeah.
fishing.
Like,
And
why?
it's
Like, what are we
yeah,
doing?
yeah, it's not crystal clear water. Somebody that's driven over that river many times, it's not the cleanest.
Just find a different spot.
So,
I mean,
Puck, how do we feel about date nights when guys always go, "Oh yeah, we got a date night"? I mean, do you
A
stick
date
your
night,
finger
or did
down
you?
your throat, or do you go, "God, because that's a husband who's making other husbands look bad."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
can
what
have a
Egan
date
does.
night with my
well,
wife. Huh?
Egan's got to promote everything on social
well,
media and
well,
make everybody else look terrible.
let me be clear.
My
Let me
guess
be.
is, Jim, my guess is the date was miserable.
The
I bet
date
you they
was
didn't
awesome.
talk to each other. They're on their phones the whole time.
The date was awesome, and let me throw another bonus for all you husbands out there trying to take the romance up a little bit more. On anniversary night, I actually didn't post about our anniversary on Instagram or Facebook or anything until like midnight. And you know why we did that? Because we were so busy with each other, we didn't have
Oh,
time to jump on social media,
Jesus.
guys.
Can we cut him short today?
Shut up.
And when do we get happy husband, happy life? I get sick of the
Yeah.
happy wife, happy life. I know it rhymes, but your marriage can be damn good if the husband's happy too.
I don't want to be
Well,
posting on Instagram at midnight with my
here-
wife
here-
unless it's some video that gets out that leaks on
Yeah.
the WikiLeaks.
My final tip of the day, guys, for this Friday is all the kids at work. When I say kids, it's the 23 to 30-year-olds are all talking about this show, Love Island, and I've never seen Love Island. So one night, we got back from date night, and I asked the wife, "Do you want to watch a little Love Island?" And have either of you watched Love Island yet?
No, but I've heard
of the
about
show.
Everybody
I've seen it.
talks about it. Well, basically, it's a bunch of young 20-year-olds in string bikinis and just having fun on an island in their string bikinis. And the wife just turns to me and goes, "What do we think of this show?" And I'm just like,
not for me.
Not for me, honey. It is not for me.
You're going to bed when she went to bed. It's
when she went to bed, we got back outside, and I ended up watching episodes.
Oh, you watch it outside for the neighbors to see, huh? He's over there watching Love Island again. Start recording him. Let's send this to the news stations.
Well, Kathy will watch these shows, Chris, and her jaw will drop when she sees some of these guys, and I have to remind her that could not only be her son, but maybe even her grandson at this point.
No, it could be. And then the big
big one. Let her have her moment, Jim.
Jim, I got to ask if she's watching Bachelor in Paradise. They've intermixed now the golden bachelors, the old ones, with the young ones, and the old ones are hitting on the young ones right now.
Okay. Something wrong with that, Chris?
No, not at all. I'm all for it. It's
Jim,
you want Tommy Fleetwood there on Love Island? You going for the older gals?
Jim, you can look at younger women. Your wife should be able to look at younger men.
She does. She does. She looks at younger men. I look at younger women. I mean, we're human beings, aren't we?
We really are,
Jim.
Yeah,
we are.
Yeah. we are.
Damn right.
But Egan, what happens with me though when you get in your 60s, you're a pervert or you're a dirty old man if you're looking. And I talked to a buddy of mine who's my age. All we're doing is looking. We're not partaking. We're looking.
We're looking. We are looking, and there's nothing wrong with it. I will say we did go to the U Village for one date night, guys, and
Jesus, Egan.
Well, she wanted to go to Pottery Barn and this store, not the one next to Pottery Barn. It's just a gigantic mansion with nice bedrooms and just expensive furniture. I can't even think of the name of it. But here's the key: 2 margaritas before you enter into Pottery Barn, and life is good.
Mm.
Egan,
Because then you can have a
you
little.
couldn't pay me enough money to drive to University Village. It's a hellhole.
What's wrong with University Village?
Oh my, Jim! When's the last time you've gone there?
It's not.
I don't know,
You know
6
what?
months ago.
I got
It's
some ice cream, Puck. It was a fun date night. There was nothing wrong with it.
Oh
they got rid of the Ram. I don't think the Ram's there anymore.
no, the Ram's been
No
gone
Ram.
for a long
No
time.
Ram. Yeah, Dick Fain, I think, is still selling that on one of the radio shows.
Yeah, it's just not
no
there
Ram.
anymore, Fane. So stop
What
promoting
station's
the
that?
U Village Ram.
JRK. I think it's
Missing the E.
I know everything about it. I've been taking kids over there forever. Can you drive us over to U Village, please? That's the hangout for all the kids. Oh, U.
What's
Village.
it take from Ballard? Like an hour and a half to get there?
Oh, that's like 3.5 hours. You know.
Well, with that in mind, but what is going? I mean, you can't get anywhere in this in the city of Seattle anymore. I mean, it's
Well, how about
it's
this construction? I read about the construction that's going to be happening on
all
I-5.
shut down. All shut down.
Great timing. Great timing. Do they look at the schedules at all? Like, Mariners are playing the Astros. Yep, let's shut it down.
And guess where I've got to go today? I've got to drive south today.
Where are you going?
I got to go to the airport, pick up my sister, and I'm gonna. Yeah, it's just.
Oh, the airport has just become a nightmare. You know, people ask, my dad's like, "Do you think you could drop me off?" No, I can't. I can't.
Nope, can't do it, sir. Sorry. Out.
Yep, sorry about that, Dad. Yep.
Yeah,
So
meanwhile, Egan, down here in Bend, I had to wait 2 minutes to get into a roundabout the other day, and I was God, it's
traffic
agony.
jam. Traffic. Was there elk in the roundabout? Was there a couple elk coming through?
No elk. No elk. A lot of deer, though.
A lot of deer.
I'll tell you where you know what might be my Bend? Bellingham. I was just there on Wednesday for the West Coast Baseball All-Star Game.
You were up there for that, huh?
I was up there. My buddy's kid. Shout out Gavin Poffenroth, star right fielder for Skagit Community College. Was the only JUCO. You should do a story on this one, Egan.
Yeah,
it was the only JUCO kid to play in this on the
in
West
the All-Star
Coast.
Game. In the All-Star game,
only kid to play in it from a junior college. Started in left field.
Wow.
Batted 8th.
Wow.
I didn't realize what an event that was until my buddy told me. So my college buddy, one of my best friends from college, that's his kid, and said, I didn't really. It's like the second biggest summer ball league in the country.
What do you think? Austin Egan's been playing it for 2 years.
Well,
guys.
I didn't realize that.
The Edmonton Riverhawks. They get 8,000 fans up there.
There was a lot of Edmonton. There was several Edmonton Riverhawks there.
Yep.
What a great little stadium! First time I've ever been to Joe Martin Stadium. Gorgeous.
Bellingham does a great job with their team. It's a great. It really is. We were up there actually, Puck, before the All-Star game. Edmonton had a series there, and it was just a fun little night. Bellingham does a great job.
I would be all in if I moved up there. I did have season tickets to the Bellingham Bells. I'm in.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. And these kids, you're going to see a lot of these. I think 7 of them out of the West Coast League may have got drafted.
Yes, they read all
that are currently playing, and then another alumni. There was another 7 there.
Well, Jaron Duran played in this a few years ago. They promoted that.
Adley Rushman, I know he played. Yeah.
It's a hell of a tournament. There was some talented kids there, man. I mean, just some studs.
Yeah, Bellingham had a reliever when I can't even think of his name, but Austin's like, he's going to get drafted, Dad. And sure enough, come Monday, I think the kid went in the 8th round. He was a reliever for Bellingham. He was throwing some serious heat.
Yeah,
so it's good talent.
I think I could move up there. It's smaller than Bend, Jim, but it's again, you get into that problem with the winter though. Too much rain. It's going to rain up there.
You got that. Is it Fairhaven? That cool little area up there too? In Bellingham,
sure.
Some little cool area up there.
Semiahmoo, I think, is up there.
Semiahmoo, you just like to say Semiahmoo.
Semiahmoo, and if you go a little north, you can jump on the Nooksack River, a little more cleaner water there for your.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah. Very, very much clean. You got your Sonics jacket on, huh?
Yeah.
Adam Silver really pumped us all up this week.
Why do we just? You know what? I'm like done with this stuff until somebody tells me that a mayor from Seattle has a shovel that's going into a ground. Everybody should just stop. I mean, it's just, what are we doing to ourselves? We keep just, we just continue to get the same crap, guys. It's
No.
the same crap. We keep hearing it over and over again. Why? And we keep feeding ourselves this crap. Everybody just, until somebody says, we bought the team, until I see a shovel going into the ground or whatever, we don't even need a shovel anymore. But I'm just like, it's just like, we've been doing this to ourselves for a decade now. I mean, it's just like, I don't know.
Hey, Puck, you know how bad it is when Egan isn't
know.
optimistic about it.
No,
I'm
not.
I felt I had Jerry Brewer on yesterday, and I felt a little bit better, but not much better. I don't know, because he's like, well, I think the timeline now is probably 29-30.
Wow.
29-30.
I'm like,
Wow.
I'm not doubting what he's saying, but think
No.
about that for a second.
you know what he said to me? I was blown away. And this is just, and keep in mind now, this is Jerry's not opinion, but this is what he has heard from people, talking to people around the league. And he says, this is what they're going to say. This is what they're going to say once they really get into the weeds on expansion. He goes, you pay attention to it. He goes, it's not gonna be anything that's gonna derail expansion or derail getting a team, but they're gonna bring up the arena and the footprint being an issue. And
Really?
I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I thought the whole point of putting the stupid thing there was so it wouldn't be a problem. And he goes, they're going to bring it up. It's already kind of been a
In what
talking
respect?
point
I don't
already.
understand. The location, the
location,
not being up to not enough suites.
The location, I don't know about the suites, but the location kind of being, it's not big enough. In and out, footprint not quite big enough.
Oh my God.
I'm just telling you. He goes, it's not going to be something that's going to like derail it, but it's going to be something they're going to bring up. And I'm going to throw up.
By 29-30,
it's going to be outdated almost.
$8 billion for the expansion fee.
Oh, at least.
It's just getting old, guys. It seems like like you're at work and there's a no-brainer. This guy should be promoted to go to that job, or this gal should go to that, and they don't do that move, and they just, I don't understand it. I really don't. I just don't get it anymore. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me why this has not happened.
Well, greed. That's why it's all greed. They don't want to split the money. That new media deal, which is $76 billion, they don't want to split it two more ways. They don't.
Yeah, but
and
it's like a guaranteed bonus that the owners are getting with the expansion fee that they're going to be paying.
Yeah, but I also think that what they're getting from $76 billion outweighs what they would get from two expansion teams.
I guess, but boy, that you're talking what, $6 billion times two?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's times two. I've also thought Jerry brought up another great point during yesterday's show was, I think there's some serious doubt about Las Vegas. Because there's been rumors now that, I think it predates this whole mess with Tim Lewicki. That's, he's out at Oakview because of the back room or, dealings he was trying to do in Texas with that arena down there. But that they were already on the outs. Oakview was in Las Vegas with that arena, and that there may have already been on the outs with LeBron's group. So if they're not going to do the arena, who's going to do the arena? And I think there's some doubts whether or not Vegas can really pull it off down there. And then would the league not want, now I think it's stupid, would the league not want to only expand by one? They've been unbalanced before, and there's nothing wrong with it. They could make it work, but would they not want to do it? And so if they don't want to be unbalanced now, and this has been always one of my biggest fears, is waiting on Las Vegas. Why do we have to be attached to Las Vegas? It's so dumb.
Yeah. And Vegas has still got a lot, they got a lot of work to do with their baseball team right now, getting that stadium going, underway. And speaking of Vegas, Jim, did you ever hear this story? I have not verified this yet, but I was at one of my date nights, and, people like to talk and come over and have some drinks. And somebody said there was a guy, the first year the Vegas Knights were in the NHL, the guy found the team that was playing Vegas, and he bet against that team on their next game after they left Vegas, and he made hundreds of thousands.
That's not a bad strategy.
Great stuff.
I was thinking about that too. And I'm like, God dang it! Why didn't I come up with that? I mean, it's
No, it
right
makes
there for
sense
us.
that they're going to be burned out from an all-nighter in Vegas, and
Yeah.
especially if they're playing on back-to-back nights. But those guys in Vegas are pretty smart setting those lines. They're pretty
Yeah, they're not.
wise to that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey,
That's true.
hey, Egan, I want your perspective on this one. And Jim, I don't think I've asked you about this. Let me circle back to the whole Sonics thing. Did part of Adam Silver's press conference at Racing Antennas was his comments on the Blazers and the sale and the Moda Center now being out of date.
Yeah.
They may need new arena, and people in Portland have taken it as a threat that they would move Portland. I'll tell you this, and I've repeated this a million times, having worked down there and lived down there. They have the biggest fear and have had a big fear for a very long time because of Paul Allen owning the team and the Seahawks and all that. That they always thought that they would move the Blazers to Seattle. They've always felt that. And nothing has been quieted down this week with Adam Silver making those comments. Now, I think some fans are split on this one. Let's say the Blazers were up for sale. Would you want to buy them and relocate them to Seattle?
Hey, Puck, I'll I know you directed that to Egan, but
No,
yesterday while I was doing the starter job down at Quail Run Golf Course, come see me at Quail Run, by the way. It's a fantastic golf course just south of Bend. Had 4 guys come through from Portland. And the guy came over to me, he saw my Coug logo, and we started talking. And he goes, hey, man, we're all worried that you're going to steal our team. And I just said to him, look, I've heard about that. There's that perception in Portland that Seattle wants your team. Most Sonic fans, I can't speak for most Sonic fans, but I like to think this is the case. We don't want your team. We know what it's like to have our team taken. And so we especially don't want to take Portland. We want to just continue that rivalry with Portland. We don't want the Blazers, do we? I mean, I'd feel bad about it if the Blazers came to Seattle. Wouldn't you? No?
I would.
OKC, I wouldn't feel bad about that if they came to
Jim,
Seattle, if the Thunder came here, but
100%.
not the Blazers.
Jim, if I was sitting at a Coldplay concert and I had all the Portland Trailblazers in front of me, I don't want that. I don't want to cheat on the city of Portland, the Rose City. I grew up with this great rivalry in the 80s, the 90s, Rip City against the Sonics, and I'd become a huge hypocrite. We've said so much about what Oklahoma City did and how wrong it was, and what Clay Bennett did and how wrong it was, and it just wouldn't feel right to me. It just would not feel right from my perspective. Yes, it would be great to have an NBA team. I wouldn't want the Blazers. I really wouldn't.
I think
there's just too much. And I go back, Puckett, to when we were talking about, was it 10 years ago, the Sacramento Kings were possibly going to be relocated and the Sonics were a possible suitor for Sacramento. I was okay with that. I wasn't like, it wouldn't have been right. Portland just feels all wrong to me. I wouldn't want it. I really want it.
All right, have fun in 80s night tonight. Do we have fireworks? Are we
fireworks?
Yeah, the whole thing.
I don't know. What should I wear tonight, guys? I got the Kingdom hat here. I'm thinking I'd maybe go Mariners. Do you guys wear Mariners jerseys to the games when you go?
Yeah, I don't wear jerseys. No.
And especially not tucked in, right?
Oh, Jesus. No, Egan. Tuck
backwards hat.
Yeah, go backwards. Well, no, but that wasn't really the 80s, though. That was 90s.
That was 90s. I'm going to go corduroy.
No. Wear your hat up if you're going to go 80s. And then, well, you don't really have bangs anymore, but you can style your hair, right? You can kind of style your hair that shows that's coming out.
I do have some parachute pants, maybe. Throw some parachute pants
or tight roll your jeans up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What should we have Mel wear tonight?
Oh, let's one of those big like bugle boy like puffy sweatshirts, and then like the shirt underneath with the collar,
hot pants,
collar up,
and really
remember hot pants?
Yeah,
I love hot pants. Yeah,
some
hot pants were the big thing before Lululemon, I believe.
Yeah, some hot pants and some big
big hair,
makeup going on. Yeah.
Big hair. Yeah.
A lot of big hair.
Yeah.
All right, Egan. Good to see you.
You too as well, boys.
All right, see you. There he is,
See you,
Chris
Chris.
Egan from King 5, joins us every Friday. All right, Jim, what's on the docket for you today? Quail run and then
No, I got nothing going on today. I'm probably gonna mow the yard and just do some errands. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
good for
not much
you.
going on.
What a
Yeah.
nice, easy breezy weekend.
Coming back to Seattle on Sunday though.
God, you just
My daughter's expecting July 21st.
oh my God, again?
Yeah, I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna have a grandson here
How
pretty
did we
soon.
not know this?
I just told you. Yeah,
Okay,
July
well,
21st, which is Monday. So I'm hoping that the day of my implant might be the day that I get to meet my new grandson.
congratulations. Well, we'll talk to you Wednesday.
Okay, Puck. I
Okay.
appreciate that. Go
All right.
Cougs.
Go
All right.
Cougs. We'll see you.
Have a
We'll
good
see you next
weekend.
week. Yeah, you as well. There he is, Jim Moore, with us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right. As we get closer to wrapping up the Friday extravaganza, every Friday we talk to the scout, our real scoop on the Mariners from our anonymous baseball scout, who has been covering baseball for the past 30 years, currently works for a Major League Baseball team. We get the real inside scoop behind the scenes look at how Major League Baseball works. On this week's show, we talk a lot about the Major League Baseball draft, what the Mariners did, especially with their top 2 picks, and we get into the local guys here in the state of Washington that were selected in the MLB draft. Here is this week's edition of The Scout. Friday, that means it's time to talk to the scout who gives us the real scoop on the Mariners, baseball, everything. It's our anonymous baseball scout who currently works for a Major League Baseball team. They've been covering the sport, or he's been covering the sport for the past 30 years. It's been a little bit of a break for you, Scout. I know you had the MLB draft and all of that. Now it's time to kick up your feet a little bit, but now we got the second half of the season right around the corner. How are you?
I'm outstanding. It was good to get that draft over, and I've actually got a weekend off, Puck. So it's a good time for the old scout.
Let's jump right into the picks there for the Mariners. Maybe a little bit of a surprise. I don't know. You tell me. What did baseball feel or react to the selection there by the Nationals, and then ultimately that led to the Mariners getting Kade Anderson number 3 overall.
Yeah, Willett's the first pick of the draft was kind of in a way, a late riser. I mean, everybody liked Willett. He was he was going to be a good pick, but about the last month, he kind of moved himself up in those first 4 or 5 picks, and then obviously, ultimately, he went number 1 there. Then Bremner at 2 from Santa Barbara. He came into the season, maybe, some people actually thought about Bremner Baby being as the first pick in the draft, but he had a down year. He had, the stuff wasn't as good. The poor young man lost his mother. He had a tougher year. So that was a little bit of a surprise that he slept at 2. And then also probably the biggest surprise is the Mariners getting Kade Anderson. Most people, if you probably polled 10 writers or 10 scouts, I would tell you probably 75% of the people, 80% probably had Anderson as the number 1 prospect and probably one of the guys that's closest to the big leagues as a starter. There's some other guys, St. Louis took the Doyle kid and he is really close to the big leagues too. Some people profile him as a bullpen guy, but Kade Anderson is kind of that 3-pitch, 4-pitch left-handed starter that you could dream on. And obviously everybody talks about how great the Mariners pitching is, and they just added to it.
All right, well, let's go more in depth on Kade Anderson. What are the Mariners getting in the southpaw from LSU?
Well, they're just getting a bona fide, front end of the rotation starter. He could be a number 1 or number 2. I think he settles in as a number 2 starter. But the thing about him is I think some guys might have a little bit higher ceiling, maybe at times, than him, of all the prospects that we got drafted this year. But his floor is higher than all of them. So, at worst, you got a number 2 or 3 rotation guy. At best, you have a 1. You got 4 pitches: fastball, curveball, changeup, a little bit of slider, a little bit of a cutter. He just does it easy. He can repeat his delivery. He's already been hurt once, and people ask if that's a good thing, and it is a good thing because pitchers are going to get hurt. It's a typical thing, but he's learned how to get back from rehab. He's gotten bigger and stronger. So I think, obviously not in the war room for the Mariners, but my guess is when Anderson slid to 3, it might have been the happiest room around.
Hey, Scout, is it more common that you see pitchers now in high school undergoing Tommy John?
Yeah, because they're just throwing too much. They play too much. I mean, I'm affiliated with a youth organization, and I was telling some parents the other day is that, your kids' season are longer than big leagues player seasons. So it's absurd. Kids are throwing too much. They're not playing any other sports. They're just specializing too much, and that's definitely the reason why they're getting hurt. And also their training. I mean, you're watching the body work. I'm not sure if arms and bodies are supposed to work as fast as they are, right? I don't know when it's going to stop. Back, we're close to the same age, Buck. Like when the guy was throwing 90, the guy was throwing really hard. Now when a guy's throwing 90, he's got a below average fastball. So, it's not a surprise when you go to a high school game now where there's multiple guys throwing in the upper 90s, and it's crazy to think.
A scout for Mariner fans, what's the best case scenario for Kade Anderson? I mean, is this as soon as next season for him?
Yeah, he's got enough stuff, and he's left-handed. If he was right-handed, I would say maybe he'd be a little bit farther away, but he is left-handed. They could use left-handed pitching in their rotation too as well. But he's got the stuff. He's got the goods to survive up there. He will miss the entire rest of the year because his innings are high and whatnot. So it sounds as if the Mariners will not have him throw this year at all. So, it is tough to get to the big leagues, after, one spring training. But people are doing that. I mean, look at the Angels. I mean, don't be surprised if Bremner starts in the big leagues next year. They're just a team that rushes people, obviously. They move guys really. I shouldn't use the word rush. That's unfair. They move guys quickly. So that's just kind of the way of it's going in the landscape. But he's got the stuff to do it. I would, like I said, wouldn't be surprised if he's up in the big leagues at some point next year in the 2026 season.
With the selection of Anderson, you would say you can never have enough pitching. But they have, they've got a group of guys already, when healthy, established 5 guys. Would that indicate that they are, well, I don't know if it's at this deadline or in the offseason, looking to move someone?
I would say both. I don't think the draft had anything to do with Kade Anderson has anything to do with them moving somebody. My guess is they would move somebody for a bat regardless. But it probably makes it even easier knowing that you have him in the organization. Obviously not part of that organization, but because they've had a lack of offense, people were kind of talking about the Mariners were probably going to take a bat. And if you had to put a gun in my head, I would say they were going to take a bat unless Kade Anderson was there. I mean, I just can't believe that they thought that Kade Anderson would be there. So my guess is they would have taken a hitter, but he was there and he's just too good to pass up.
All right, with their second pick, I know for a lot of people it raised probably some eyebrows with their the 35th pick overall. Luke Stevenson, he's out of North Carolina, and then I guess what caught everyone surprised, he's a catcher. He's a catcher. He throws right, bats left, and I think the immediate response was, what does this mean for Harry Ford? Antennas, is it appropriate for people's antennas to go up when they took Luke Stevenson with the 35th overall pick?
Yeah, I mean, you could speculate that that's going to happen, right? And then, but also you have to have depth in your organization, especially at that position, right? There's too many injury risks, and knowing where the Mariners are at right now, like I said, when you are trading or looking to bring in a bat, you're going to have to give up something. And obviously, Harry Ford, some would say maybe the best prospect in their organization. So, if you do happen to trade him, now you got a Stevenson that's probably 24 months away. They could at least be a backup. You took him with the 35th pick, so he's not really. They don't think of him as backup caliber play. They think of it as a starter. And like I said, you can just, at that point, my guess is you are drafting the best player available. You're not, it's not like the NBA or not like NFL when you're, drafting depth because they're not even in the big leagues yet anyways. It's going to take some time. So, like I said, you can look at it both ways, but I would expect, even if they wouldn't have taken Stevenson at that high, I would still expect them to probably, trade Harry Ford because, like I said, they're looking for a bat that could help them in the 2025 season.
What do we know about him? Offensively, defensively, what were the strengths of
just athletic guy who's got power potential. He's one of those guys that can really handle a staff. He's got average tools defensively across the board. He can throw, he can catch, he can block and receive. But then he brings that left-handed bat when there's some sneaky thump in there too. So he just kind of profiles as that quality everyday big league starter. And nobody. I mean, there's nobody in baseball ever that's probably profiling the way Cal's playing right now. I mean, Cal's on pace to hit 60 home runs, right? So he's kind of playing out of this, he's in a different hemisphere right now. But when it comes to Stevenson, that's a guy that, whether Cal, is traded one day, and whether they start DHing him as he gets older, because that happens, you'll see Stevenson, my guess, as an everyday big league starter.
Has there been anything when you were associated with the draft, and this is kind of when GMs and front office people talk, what has anything been circulating, rumors picking up in regards to Harry Ford or any other deals the Mariners would be surrounded by?
Yeah, in the rumor mill, he's always involved, right? I mean, that's the first name that's always involved is Harry Ford, and like I said, it has a lot to do with the position. It's a premium position, which is tough to find catching that can bring offense, and then also, like we said with Cal, I mean, there you think there's a roadblock there for him forever, right? Because Cal Raleigh's going to be the catcher for the Seattle Mariners until he can't catch anymore. So I think, like I said, when it comes to the rumor mill, very rarely is Harry Ford probably not involved in those talks.
Let's talk about the local kids that were selected. The scout and I, we've been talking about the last few months, and we periodically we'll bring up these names. The most familiar name was the young man that was taken 21st overall by the Houston Astros, Xavier Nyans out of Mount Vernon, the shortstop. About where you thought he would go, Scout?
Yeah, I thought he'd go in the back end a little higher. I was thinking more 25 to 30. But he went 21. I mean, it's a great fit for the Astros. Great pick. He's got plus power. He's going to be a third base, but they'll start him at third. They'll instantly move him out shortstop, so he'll play third base. He's got a plus arm. He also has the ability to play either left or right or first base. But you're really betting on his bat. But he's a great kid. I've known him for years now. I know some of his family members actually coached some of his family members back in the day. So it's so cool to watch a young man like Xavier put all that time in and that energy to achieve this goal of being a first round pick on his way to playing in the big leagues one day. So couldn't be more happy for the young man.
Somebody else that I know that you've known for a while, and it's a local guy, at least in our neighborhood out of Ballard High School. Truett Madonna ended up being selected in the 11th round by the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I mean that I'm really glad Pucky brought him up. That's a special person in my heart. I actually have worked with him. I've worked with this for the last 2 years. I've worked with him and his swing, and yeah, like I said, the Padres took him in the 11th round. It's what they call as an overpay, right? So I'm quite sure it'll come out publicly. So it's not my way to talk about it. But they treated him like a 4th, 5th round pick. That's how highly they think of him. I think the sky's the limit for Truett. He's only been catching for 2 years. He was more of a third baseman, infielder growing up, but big, strong kid, smart, intelligent. Like I said, I'm happy for him, but I'm just proud of him. He put all the work in. He wasn't Xavier's a little bit different. He was on the map since he was a freshman, 8th grade. Like everybody's known about Xavier Nyans. That really wasn't the case with Truett. He was a little bit kind of hidden. And then last summer, he wasn't at the big showcases. And then the one big showcase he went to, he had food poisoning and missed the first 3 days. So he really just wasn't on that national circuit. But I think the Padres got themselves a really fine prospect, and I'm really happy for him.
Can you go more into what because I know people are wondering. He was taken in the 11th round. You say that I think the overslot or however you phrased it, that they'll take him. Are they going to pay him like he was a 4th round pick? Is that what they're going to offer him?
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about exact because I don't know the exact number, but it'll come out. Okay. So what happens is from the 10th round on, they're $150,000 slots. That's what guys get paid, but you don't have to pay them. Just like for instance, like Anderson, my guess is a full slot, but when it comes out, I would not be surprised. I can almost guarantee it. The Eli Willits at 1 and Brimner at 2, they both took under slot value. So let's just say it was a $10.1 million slot for Willits. If let's just say he took $9 million instead, well, then that organization's got another $1.1 million to spread out amongst their draft picks.
Gotcha.
So that's how guys, when they get drafted lower in the draft, and they get a higher slot, people are like, how does that figure? Well, sometimes, like I said, guys take under slot and some guys take over slot. And usually when you're over slotting somebody, it's usually that premier high school type player.
Do you think it's going to be an amount that's going to make him go into professional baseball and forego UCLA?
Yes. Nowadays, very rarely do we draft a player that already hasn't committed to that dollar figure. So back in the
Huh.
years ago, when you'd watch the draft, you'd have multiple guys from multiple teams not signing contracts. Well, after this year, if you look back after the draft, um, there's 20 picks, basically 20 picks per team. I bet you 95% of the players that were drafted will sign.
Okay.
They
Mason.
just all sign now. I mean,
Okay.
with our organization, we don't even draft a player early anymore that doesn't have an advisor, because what we want to have that relationship with that advisor, so we know that, hey, if we've made a commitment, like once they make that commitment to for that dollar figure to sign, the club takes them and they expect them to be signed. So very rarely does it not happen.
Okay, so then explain, does Mason Pike fall a little bit into that Truett Madonna kind of role where teams, they could get him later, or because I'm just reading all this stuff about him, I thought he was going to go much higher, but he ends up going in the 19th round to Washington, and of course he's the big right hander out of Puyallup High School.
A lot of that has to do with signability, right?
Okay.
So people don't get drafted always on their ability. They always, guys also get drafted on their willingness to sign. I'm quite sure Mason had a certain number that he was looking for, but if you just threw all the numbers out, it had nothing to do. If everybody got the exact same dollar figure, he wouldn't have lasted to the 9th round. My guess is if it was just had to do with just straight ability, Mason's one of those guys that's probably going to go in the first 2 rounds. I got to believe he's going to go in the first 80 picks, no question. Yeah. But he does have leverage, and he also has the juniors have a little bit of leverage to go back in college as seniors, but obviously won't get the same money as you would as a junior. So seniors have really no leverage. High school players do, because Mason, if he doesn't sign with the Nationals, he has an opportunity to go to Oregon State and fulfill that commitment that he gave to Oregon State. So, like I said, his play, his ability is not reflected by the 19th round pick. The 19th round pick is probably affected by his signability.
Hey, last one, and we've talked about him before, and I think I know the answer to this, but Teddy Tokheim did not get drafted, but that's because, and you've told me this before, his decision to attend Stanford, correct?
Yeah, with our organization, there's 2 things that go on in pro baseball, but if they're in high school, it's almost a non-starter. If you're going to Stanford and you've got Scott Boras as an agent, right? Those are things that as a high school player, right? Because they're going to go to school, even though Teddy's name wasn't called. I'm no genius by any means, but my prediction is 3 years from now from Stanford, he's going to be called in that first round. I think Teddy Tokheim is going to be one of the best hitters in college baseball. I think Teddy, his numbers didn't show it this year, but I think in the state of Washington, he's as good a high school. Well, actually, in the Northwest, what I cover, he's as good a high school hitter as anybody around.
All right, Scout. Enjoy the next few days off, and then you'll get back underway here in a few days. But until then, it's your time. It's your time to shine and relax, because you've been busy. So do that and get after it as much as you can there, Scout. All right. I appreciate it as always for joining me every single Friday. Thank you.
You bet. I appreciate it. Like, I don't shine very often, but I'll try my best today.
There he is, the Scout. Real scoop on the M's and baseball from our anonymous baseball scout. Currently works for a Major League Baseball team, has been covering the sport for the past 30 years here on the Daily Puck Drop, and, of course, up at pucksports.com. Appreciate the Scout for joining us as he does every single Friday. We appreciate it. And, of course, that will be part of the Daily Puck Drop. As always, both there on YouTube as well on your favorite podcast platforms. Does not matter. Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. And, of course, pucksports.com. Speaking of pucksports.com, good luck to everyone that is involved in the Puck the Picker Majors pool. Because we are getting down to now, it's the second round today of the Open Championship. And again, our Open Championship and Puck the Picker Majors will brought to you by the wonderful folks there at Synthetic Turf Northwest, syntheticturfnorthwest.com. And by the way, and let me just give you another pitch of Synthetic Turf Northwest. I was cleaning up the front yard today, which we have just regular, normal lawn up there. And it's brown and it's disgusting. And I'm thinking to myself, why do I have a normal one up here, but in the backyard I've got synthetic turf and I don't got to water it? It's green. It's beautiful. Why I just do it to the front like I did to the back? I may do that. Very well do that. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a game changer. You're tired of watering your lawn, especially if you live in Seattle, where it's a gazillion dollars to water your lawn, and you want it just green all year long. And then when the winter comes, you don't want it all muddy. Synthetic Turf Northwest. Go visit their website, syntheticturfnorthwest.com. They are the proud sponsor of Puck the Picker Majors Pool. I do want to get to the standings for everyone right now. The overall standings. Currently, we've got Brendan Limpsis. Brendan Limpsis right now is in first place by barely like $200,000 over a 3-4-way tie for second place with Jason Siller, Tony Radjic, Trent Buchanan, David Feller, and let's see, Alex Evanson and Jake Nelson right behind him. But good luck to all of you this weekend vying for the first place prize stay and play package at Gamble Sands Resort, round for 2 and a night stay there at Gamble Sands. That's the first place prize package. Also, second place is a round for 4 at Fairwood Golf and Country Club. Third place is a round for 4 at Mill Creek. And then the fourth place is a round for 4 at one of Seattle Premier Golf, which is now run by Troon Golf, one of their premier courses around the area. West Seattle, go to West Seattle. And an hour-long Top Tracer range session. Big thanks to Troon Golf, and also big thanks to Premier Golf there as well. And, of course, our title presenting sponsor of Puck the Picker Majors Pool, Synthetic Turf Northwest. Go get a estimate today at syntheticturfnorthwest.com. But good luck to everyone there making your picks right now as we currently look at the leaderboard and going into the weekend. Matty Fitzpatrick is got the low score right now. He's currently got a 1-shot lead over Brian Harmon, of course, won the Open Championship a couple of years ago. Scotty Scheffler, who didn't hit a fairway yesterday. Not sure. I haven't really been paying attention to how many fairways he's hit today, but he's 5 under right now here as I speak, and he is only 1 shot off the lead, so he could capture yet another major. Tony Finau, looking for his first major, is at 4 under. Rory McIlroy, which would be a massive story to win at Royal Portrush, he currently is at 3 under, tied there with Keegan Bradley, who again making another strong case to be selected. Well, he's the Ryder Cup captain; he can select himself to be on the Ryder Cup team. There you go. Big thanks. Puck the Picker Majors Pool, our final tournament this weekend. We will have the official announcement Monday to announce. Well, you know what? I'll pause. Let me make sure I have it all, that it's all accounted for. But if we can announce it Monday, we will announce it on Monday. All right, before we get on out of here, as we always do, Hey, What the Puck, which is brought to you by Restoration One there of North Seattle. It's your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. They're locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. Give them a call, 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Well, here we go. Starts tonight at T-Mobile. Mariners, Astros, game 1 of a 3-game series. I think they made a mistake. I know they made a mistake on this rotation. We'll revisit on Monday when Logan Evans shoves it on Saturday. And I'll take full blame when he pitches great. And if he doesn't pitch great, I'm not going to come back and say I told you so. I promise that as well. 66 games to go. God, it's a marathon of a season, isn't it? But here, that doesn't seem like a lot of games. Hell, I know some club baseball teams that play that amount. 5 games back of Houston in the American League West. 1.5 games up right now on Tampa for that 3rd wild card spot. And they've got to go get the division. The division is in sight. This was kind of the goal before the season, was to win the American League. They've got the capability to do it top to bottom, even though the record doesn't indicate. I believe they are a better team than Houston. Do whatever it takes to win the American League West. Do whatever it takes to win a championship. Do it for the fans. Do it for Cal Raleigh. Do it for Cal Raleigh's historic season. Don't let what he has done go to waste. This fan base has been beyond patient, and it's time to finally reward them. Please, stop telling everyone what you can do and what you're going to do, what you could do, and go out and do something. Send shockwaves throughout the baseball industry and throughout this sport. These players, the city, these fans deserve this ownership group and this front office to do whatever it takes to go win a championship. Go get it done. All right, that's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Your restoration company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. Great guys are going to take care of you. They're the best in the business. Drop them our name, Puck Sports. I heard it on the Daily Puck Drop. Trent and the crew is going to take care of you. Restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Big thanks to everybody watching and listening to today's show. Thank you to all our sponsors, Limback Lumber, Clean Streak, and also Restoration One. Today's Daily Puck Drop, you can find it up on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel when you're there. Leave a comment. Try to get to as many as we can. Also, find the audio version on your favorite podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, does not matter which one you listen to. Also, find everything up at pucksports.com. When you're at pucksports.com as well, you can sign up to become a Pucks Posse member. It supports everything that we do here, all the free content. Plus, you get bonus material as well. Chapter 9 of KJ Arndt with Mitch Levy is out. That dropped yesterday. New show of The Sports Pit is out this week. Big Dumper with Steve Sandmeyer and Matt Stretch Johnson. Also, our MLB Insider show with Ryan Divish. And we produce every Monday the brand new podcast, the Garage with Gas Take 5 podcast, which you can find on YouTube and all your favorite podcast platforms. All right, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy your time off, doing whatever you want. Enjoy some golf. Get up early. 10 cups of coffee and watch some Open Championship. All right. We'll talk to you on Monday. Probably do a little preview of the Seahawks training camp. We'll have Bill Kruger on as well, talking a little baseball in addition to that. We'll see you on Monday. As always, promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!